Dwayne Johnson, or The Rock, is the world's highest-paid actor. The former professional wrestler is also a successful entrepreneur with an estimated net worth of $800 million. Let's see how he makes and spends his millions. When he first began wrestling, Johnson stated that he would earn $40 every match. Between 1996 to 2004, Johnson competed under the moniker The Rock and had a successful wrestling career. Throughout his career, he was one of the biggest box office attractions in history. But, as he recently told Stephen Colbert, he began off making barely $40 each match. His debut film appearance, in 2001's The Mummy Returns, netted him $5.5 million. When his wrestling career came to an end, Johnson tried the difficult transition from wrestler to movie star. He got out to a fast start, earning $5.5 million for his role in 2001's The Mummy Returns. He then starred in the sequel, The Scorpion King, and had minor singles including The Rundown, Be Cool, and Doom until the early 2000s. When he joined the Fast and Furious franchise, his popularity and earnings skyrocketed. Johnson first appeared in the Fast and Furious trilogy in 2011 as bounty hunter Luke Hobbs in Fast 5. He became a staple, and as a result, he became a larger star than he already was. Johnson earned $10 to $15 million from the franchise before earning $20 million for the 2019 spin-off film, Fast and Furious Presents, Hobbs Shaw. Johnson was rated one of the world's highest-paid actors by Forbes in 2017. Johnson earned $65 million in 2017 thanks to films including The Fate of the Furious, Baywatch, and Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, making him one of the highest-paid performers in the world, according to Forbes. Johnson made $124 million in 2018, becoming Forbes' highest-paid actor ever recorded on the list. By 2018, Johnson was earning seven-figure incomes from his films, starring in HBO's Ballers, having an endorsement contract with Under Armour, and producing the majority of the projects he was engaged in. It resulted in his earning the most even in Forbes' 20-year-old celebrity list, with a stunning $124 million earned that year. In addition, he co-owned 7 Bucks Productions with his ex-wife, Dani Garcia. Following their divorce in 2007, they established the studio in 2012. They've co-produced some of Johnson's biggest blockbusters through 7 Bucks, including Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Jungle Cruise, and Black Adam film, as well as the television series Ballers and Young Rock. The production firm is called 7 Bucks since Johnson only had $7 in his pocket at the time. The Rock signed a global sponsorship deal with Under Armour in early 2016. He also has annual partnerships with Ford and Apple worth $15 million. He inked a partnership with the brand in 2016 for his DJ-inspired apparel line, which has been enormously popular. His $130 shoes sold out in 30 minutes in June 2018. He's also had relationships with Ford and Apple throughout the years. He apparently earns $15 million each year from these transactions alone. Johnson is a unique performer who can still get $20 million per film. Johnson received agreements for films like as Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Skyscraper, and Red Notice that had not been seen since the days of Will Smith, Tom Cruise, and Julia Roberts scoring constant successes. Johnson earns $20 million every film, but it is only a starting point due to his obligations as a producer and social media responsibilities. If the film does well, he will earn millions more in incentives. Johnson was paid $1 million only to promote his Netflix film Red Notice on social media. Along with the $22 million he earned for Red Notice, he also received $1 million for social media postings he made promoting the film to his millions of followers. Even the epidemic can't stop him. According to Forbes, Johnson surpassed Ryan Reynolds and Mark Wahlberg in 2020 by earning $87.5 million, making him the highest-paid actor yet again. It was once again attributed to large compensation packages for movie roles and sponsorships. For Black Adam, Johnson will be paid $22.5 million. Johnson's basic salary is only increasing. According to Variety, he will be paid $22.5 million to play the DC Comics character. According to the trade, he will earn more than that by the time the film is released in theaters, owing to his role as a producer and his social media efforts to promote the film. He's building a name for himself in the beverage industry owing to Teremana Tequila and Zoa Energy. Johnson established the tequila firm in March 2020, and it has quickly gained popularity. The spirits business said that it was on target to sell 1 million cases by 2021. According to a 2020 Brands Champion analysis, just 6 tequila brands sell 1 million cases or more. Johnson then created the energy drink ZOA Energy in June of that year. According to a 2021 CNBC article, it is available at over 26,000 merchants and over 100,000 points of distribution. So, how does he spend all that money? One method is through charitable giving. Johnson established the Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation in 2006, a foundation that works with children who have diseases, disorders, or impairments to enhance their self-esteem and strengthen their lives. It also aids in children's physical fitness and nutrition programs. He also has to pay for food. To maintain his body, he consumes about 5,000 carbohydrates every day, spread out across up to 7 meals. He'll have enormous carb-up evenings where he eats nothing but sushi. He consumes around 10 pounds of food every day. He notoriously enjoys cod. Johnson revealed his diet to Muscle and Fitness in 2015, and 538 calculated that he consumes 821 pounds of fish every year. Given that cod costs roughly $1.75 per pound, he was spending about $1,400 on fish each year. However, Johnson stated in early 2016 that he had eliminated cod from his diet. He also purchases bespoke automobiles. The Rock arrived for the Ballers premiere in a Pagani Huayra. Because this automobile is custom-made, the price might vary, but the standard Pagani costs roughly $1 million. Despite the fact that it's custom-made, Johnson stated on Instagram that he's too large to squeeze into it. His preferred vehicle appears to be a custom-made pickup truck. Several pricey automobiles have been discovered in Johnson's garage, but his favorite appears to be a monster truck-like Ford F-150 pickup with unique modifications. With his 6'5" stature, he can easily get in and out of the truck. It's no surprise that the Fast and Furious star favors such an aggressive-looking vehicle. He purchased many vehicles for his father. Johnson posted on Instagram in 2016 about his father's difficult existence and how he never asked for anything. Over the years, I've relocated him into a huge house, given him trucks to drive, which he essentially drives into the ground until I get him something else, Johnson wrote. I'll get him everything he wants, but the SOB won't ask. He seemed to enjoy giving people trucks in general. In July 2018, he purchased a massive custom pickup truck for his stunt double, who is also a distant cousin. Throughout my career, my stunt double and cousin, Tanoai Reed, has fractured several bones, ruptured tendons, pulled ligaments, and simply been an overall dominant badass, garnering countless Stuntman of the Year titles, he said on Instagram. I had this bespoke pickup vehicle delivered just in time to surprise him. He's currently recovering from a stunt accident, as we gave what he mistook for an interview about our careers together. Johnson also invests in expensive tattoos. His tattoos on his chest and arms depict various aspects of his history, which is half American, part Black, Canadian, and part Samoan. According to Inked magazine, he had several of his tattoos done by a well-known Tahitian tattoo artist named Poino Irandi. Johnson is nearly constantly working in new places, and he is frequently staying in luxurious lodgings. He frequently shares photos of his digs on Instagram. When he isn't staying in great hotels while filming, he is staying in nice hotels on foreign press trips. He also frequently travels on a luxurious Gulfstream G650. It is one of the world's greatest and fastest private planes. It's unclear if Johnson owns it or simply rents it, but he frequently posts on Instagram and Twitter about traveling in it when on press trips, and occasionally, he brings his family with him. Johnson had a childhood desire of having a Rolex. According to Forbes, he acquired his first one for $35,000 as a wrestler after years of wearing a fake one to recall his objective. A week after I bought it, it was crushed in the ring, and he never replaced it. Johnson did, however, purchase at least one additional Rolex as a present. After accidentally hitting another actor on the set of 2002's The Scorpion King, he bought him a Rolex. The Rock is also a real estate investor. Johnson is a reasonably high-volume house buyer and seller for a celebrity, according to Zillow statistics. He sold more than 10 properties in the last decade or so, largely in Florida. He also purchased a home for his mother towards the end of 2018. Among them is a 6-bedroom house in Hidden Hills, California, that he sold in 2012 for about $4.9 million. It included an infinity pool and a home theater, according to TMZ. In 2014, he paid $5.5 million for a Miami property and commissioned a $1 million expansion. The addition contained, predictably, a massive gym and a guest home for his personal trainer. Johnson has a ranch just outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. He goes there to unwind and reconnect with nature after a long day of shooting. He frequently uploads photographs on Instagram of himself fishing in his pond, hanging out with horses, and playing in the grass with his family. Locals occasionally see him at Gold's Gym in Charlottesville. Johnson paid $15 million for the XFL. According to ESPN, Johnson, Garcia, and a group of other investors paid $15 million for the Football League in 2020. The league was founded in 2001 by WWE owner Vince McMahon, but it never achieved the kind of popularity that the NFL has. Johnson is certain that he can alter it. The Rock's next XFL season will begin in 2023.